tomatoes because I wanted the dish to have a very refreshing taste of tomato. So I'm just going to put it in. And then for the coconut milk, now there's a thing that goes that if you put the coconut milk too long in the curry, you'll find that little white bubbles are coming out of the curry. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in and I'm going to let it simmer for 5 minutes and I'm just going to leave the curry aside. So leave it aside here to simmer. Okay. And now
need a clean pan.
We have a clean pan and we are going to do the roti jala. It's a batter and it's made out of flour, eggs, water, little pepper, a little salt. But the important thing about the roti jala is you need to watch the texture. Put this aside and I'll bring out the mechanism. This is really wonderful. This is for my mom. So what we're going to do is we're going to now heat the pan and we're going to oil the pan. Now I had pandan leaf in my oil because it's very fragrant.
It's green but smells like coconut, and so it's kind of doing a little bit of a mind trick.
Correct. Okay. So this is the fun part. Maybe you could hold it higher for me.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. We're going to do this and you got to do it quick. 2, 3, go.
Oh, and this is how you get the lace effect for the pancake.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. And so you have a little bit of a sizzle in there, so it's going to get a little crispy on the bottom?
Yes, it's going to be crispy on the bottom, and therefore, if the texture is light, you get this crispy feeling on the roti jala. Now, you can't turn it until you see all this, the top of the jala bubbles up. It's like a pancake, but this is a lazy pancake. Okay, well, we're not going to turn the other way, but we're going to fold into 2.
Okay.
And we're going to make into a triangle.
Ooh. So it is very crepe-like.
All right, I'm going to lift it off the pan.
Okay.
So let me get this up here. All right, and you've got 1 jala. Do you want to try one?
Like the curry flavors, soft breads like this roti jala also originate from Indian cuisine and have been integrated into the patchwork menu of Singaporean favorites.
You know what I like about this? That you use bread to eat the curry with. And so it's very similar to an Indian curry in that aspect, but your curry is very different.
Yes, the curry is very different because, and I think we have, the curry is brought down by the curry powder, you know, the generation, the Indians who introduced curry powder to us. And basically all of us have a different way of cooking curry. We have the Chinese who cook it differently, the Eurasian, and all of us have a different way of cooking the curry. And that makes it so different and so exciting how different curries are being made and being cooked.
Singapore has an image of being a commercial city with a skyline of towering high-rise buildings. And it's got some of the best shopping in the world with these multi-level air-conditioned malls like the ones that you see here on Orchard Road. But if it leaves you hungry for more and you want to check out some of the city's rich multicultural history, that's easy to find too. You just hop on the metro, or as the locals call it, the MRT.
So I hit Chinatown for a look at the colorful old shophouses, antiques.
Oh my goodness, this poor guy.
And its traditional food market selling all types of delicacies, some of which are an acquired taste. And the Malaysian enclave of Kampong Glam, Arab Street, and then Little India, famed for its colorful textiles, jewelry, furniture, ceremonial and religious artifacts. In the past, food hawkers of all ethnicities might have been found on every street corner, adding a fondly remembered jumble of sights and smells to street life. But now the government has contained these entrepreneurial street chefs into well-organized food courts or hawker centers. Some connoisseurs complain that the street food scene has now been a bit sanitized, but it hasn't hurt business at all. There are dozens of centers all over the island, and it's an awfully convenient way to get a taste of all the local specialties under one roof.
The hawker centers can be a bit crowded and overwhelming for first-timers, so I have a few tips to help you get by. First up, when you come to the Hawker Center, you should look out for a stall with the longest line. One of the things you're going to need in the Hawker Center is a little packet of tissue paper just like this. You'll find them being sold out in the streets, and you'll see them in the Hawker Center itself on all of the tables. What you do with this is you can put it down onto the table and it will reserve your place. This is the power of the tissue. And now I can go find my food.
In this food-obsessed city, a prime lease on a hawker stand and its special dishes might be passed down from generation to generation. And the locals rate the best chefs as hawker masters, famed for a single dish they serve up daily for decades. Meet Mr. Tay, master hawker of the classic Singapore cult dish Hokkien mee, or prawn fried noodles. It's a family affair.
I've been around here for 30 years, starting from my grandparents, my father, and then me. Our history is coming from the char kway teow and later goes to Hokkien mee, which my father took over.
Mr. Tay virtually makes only one dish. While his engineering student son works the front of house, his wife preps the fresh ingredients.
So this is all a science.
I hope to make it a science, but actually it's quite difficult to make it a science because it's based on a lot of years' experience when you taste the noodles. Because every noodles itself, every day it comes, it tastes different.
Okay, hi, Mr. Tay. Okay, I am in the inner sanctum now of Mr. Tay, and can you help to show me how to make the Hokkien noodles? We can do one. So we have one egg first. The next thing that's going to go in is the noodles, very important.
Both the yellow and the white kind.
And this is the stock that goes in. Is it all right?
Chopped and fried fish cake, bits of pork rind, prawn, and squid.
Okay.
We got all kinds of foods in Singapore, and the most, I would say, the cheapest form is in the hawker center. It's $3, and there are a lot of flavor, there are a lot of competitions. That's why they are so demanding.
And a little bit of the soy sauce, more broth. You can see all the steam coming up. The lid. Okay, and so now it'll steam for a little while Mr. Tay prepares the rest of the ingredients. Bean sprouts and green onion. Okay, and it's time to plate up. Oh, it's so messy. And so now we just add some of the finishing touches. There's their famous chili paste. Bit of fresh cut chili for
I
those.
tried to find out about the chili sauce, but it's a family secret.
You're gonna have some with me? Okay.
Even with the condiments, Mr. Tay's dish costs less than $2 US.
Mr. Tay, awesome.
Very good.
Very good.
Of all the different ethnic groups you find in this city, the small and clannish community of Peranicans are notable for their traditional affinity for elaborate and vividly colored decorations, clothing, and even food. Benjamin Sek's restaurant, True Blue, is devoted to Peranican cooking.
Basically, our forefathers come from China and married the local Malay lady. And our culture is mix of Chinese and Malay both into one. And comes the food, right? The main highlight, the food. The food is the first fusion food of Chinese and Malay, where we have the Chinese ingredients comes with the Malay ingredients combined into one for the cuisine.
The Peranican version of the sweet rice pastries known as kueh are famed for their labor-intensive variety and flair. Benjamin demonstrates the kueh called onde onde. Starting with a paste of crushed sweet potato, add glutinous rice flour, water, and a healthy dash of pandan leaf food coloring.